Ready?
Yes.
All right. An airplane is just an airplane, or is it? Today I'm going to talk about Allegiant Airlines. Everybody likes to plan a weekend vacation, and Las Vegas is a super popular place to go. So let's say you're planning on going to Las Vegas and you want to fly. You check United's website, and I did this leaving on a Friday, coming back on a Sunday, and the price on United was $493 to go to Las Vegas from Santa Maria. So with that, you also have to fly from Santa Maria to Los Angeles and then take another plane all the way over to LAX. So your total flight time is about 4 hours because you have a layover in LA. So $500, 4 hours to get to Vegas. I'm probably just going to drive instead. That's really expensive and not that convenient. So next you're going to go over, check Allegiant's website to see how much they charge to go to Las Vegas from Santa Maria. And surprisingly, the flight is only $129.60 for the same days. And these are prices I actually pulled up. So why is Allegiant so much cheaper? And also with Allegiant's flight, it's a nonstop. There's no flight to LA, and it's just 55 minutes travel time. So why is Allegiant so much cheaper, and how can they stay in business and still be profitable at offering such low fares? Well, I've been in the airline industry for about 20 years. I've got a pretty good insight to how airlines operate, and Allegiant operates much differently than any other airline in the United States. And there's 3 reasons for this. The first reason is the routes they fly and the frequency. The second reason is how Allegiant acquires their aircraft. And the last reason is the product that Allegiant offers. So we're going to start with the routes that Allegiant flies. This is the Allegiant route map. And how many people are surprised that Allegiant flies to so many cities? Allegiant actually flies to more cities than Southwest. We don't fly the frequency that Southwest flies, but we fly to more cities. And as far as frequency goes, we only fly to cities where we know we're going to fill up the plane. So example, from Santa Maria to Las Vegas, we know 4 days a week that we can fill up that plane, so we're only going to fly it 4 days a week. We're not going to put it on a Tuesday morning when we're only going to get a 50% load factor, because that increased costs and that means higher fares. Also, Allegiant runs a base operation. So wherever you see these little yellow dots, those are bases for Allegiant. Most airlines run a hub and spoke operation. As I was talking about flying United to Las Vegas, you'd have to fly into Los Angeles, then take another plane to go from Los Angeles to Las Vegas. Allegiant is all nonstop. We don't offer any connecting service at all. So even though you can fly to Las Vegas on Allegiant, and then we fly to probably about 20 or 30 different cities from Las Vegas, we will not sell you a connecting ticket. The reason for that is connecting flights are really expensive, because what happens when that first plane becomes late, you arrive into your connecting city and you miss your connecting flight, that airline now has to get you to your final destination. That may involve putting you on another airline, which that airline has to pay for, keeping you overnight, paying for hotel rooms, etc. So when you're flying, making a connection, there's a huge expense to that, and that's why Allegiant does not operate with connections or a hub and spoke situation like most airlines do. Also with Allegiant, with a base operation, all of our aircraft and crews wind up back at the base at the end of the night. So if you're a pilot or a flight attendant and you're based in Orlando, you're in Orlando every single night. You do not overnight in any cities, which means Allegiant doesn't pay for hotel rooms for crews or flight attendants, which saves millions of dollars a year. Finally, with maintenance, with the plane going back to its base every night, maintenance is streamlined, and we end up being able to do more maintenance at a lower cost. So now we know how Allegiant flies. Next question is, what does Allegiant fly? Allegiant flies mostly MD-80s. And these are older aircraft, and the way they acquire these planes is they'll go to another airline like Japan Airlines that may have a whole bunch of MD-80s that they're getting ready to take out of their fleet. They'll say, hey, Japan Airlines, we'll give you $4 million each for these MD-80s, which they don't really want, and $4 million is a cheap price for an airplane. So they sell them, Allegiant gets them at a great price, refurbishes them, puts in new engines, new interiors, and then owns the plane outright. They don't finance or lease, which leads to a very strong balance sheet. In fact, Allegiant's stock price is pretty much the highest in the industry. These are stock prices for all airlines as of the 2030. So next, because Allegiant is so strong financially, they're able to negotiate with airports as far as operating costs. So example, I've talked about Allegiant flying from Santa Maria to Honolulu. Because Allegiant is so strong, Santa Maria Airport has said, if you bring that flight into Honolulu, we're going to waive your landing fees for a year, which translates to low prices for people that are flying on Allegiant. The last part of Allegiant, why they're able to offer such lower fares, is they offer a basic product. Allegiant views airfare as for a seat only. If you want food, baggage, a carry-on bag, you're going to pay extra. And that's kind of normal in the industry now. But another way to look at it is to know what Allegiant doesn't offer. And that's a frequent flyer program, because that costs millions of dollars to administrate. They don't offer first class, cargo, standby tickets. All of the things cost money. And so Allegiant would rather not offer these, not have the expense, and be able to offer you a lower fare. So in conclusion, Allegiant is not interested in being a carrier that offers everything to everybody. There's plenty of those carriers around, and they're all in fierce competition with each other, and some of them, most of them, don't really do it that well and don't make that much money. Allegiant targets the leisure traveler that probably wouldn't fly unless they found a super low fare. So with that, Allegiant's able to offer you these great prices without the expense that the other airlines have. And that's what makes Allegiant a different airline.